Hello, beautiful friends, and welcome. This is going to be a very powerful activation. I wish I knew what was going on, but we're just going to get started. Spirit's really wanting me to just jump on here and just connect in to the collective and just let these energies flow in and just be here. Alakoyati esenamai, alakoyati esenai, alayalakinamade, senamalai, alayalakinamade. So just let your hearts open up and expand. Let your minds open and expand. Alayalakinamade, senamalai, alakinamade. Alright, let us begin. Alayuti esenamai, balaukoyinamai, the esenamai, tudakanai, alakinamade, senamalai, alakinamade, senamalai, alakinamade, senamalai, varaya the esenamai, tidikarai, alayarakinamade, Kalabaya pati esenamai, tide alayarakinamade, senamalai, alayarakinamade, senamalai, arakayati esenamai, alayarakinamade. We're going right into the heart where I see this beautiful black jaguar with green eyes. And then going near my DS at the boy, DS in the month today, you like how I get a kinoma days at the Malo, DS in the month today, I get a kinoma days at the Pedia at the S in the month today, they at a kinoma days at the Malay, get a buy, but it's in the mind today, I get a kinoma days at the Beloy, like get a mon days in the Malay, or like on a mon day. Get a my, I like kinoma days in the Malay, I like kinoma day. You're now in the jungles of Mexico. I'm just gonna have you sit in the beautiful Yucatan jungle. We're just all gonna have a sit right on the jungle floor. You're gonna see lots and lots and lots of beautiful trees and flowers, plants, tons of butterflies. Oh my goodness, all of the butterflies. So just have a seat and look around. Then I'm all good yes in the my like in the day. I like in the day. Send the money, but yes in the my I like in the day. I begin to see the green man, his face on so many trees all over this jungle, and then he starts to walk up in the middle of this circle, which I'm so very excited about. Oh my gosh. So let us just honor him and allow him in. We just welcome him into our circle of healing, our circle of love, and just allow this beautiful, powerful being to walk in the middle. As he walks in the middle of this powerful circle with all of you beautiful beings, he just begins to allow the sunshine to pour down into the tops of his crown and pouring all the way down. He's kind of like walking around in a circle, looking at each and every one of you in your eyes. Oh, so beautiful. It's like, if you can imagine looking out into like a jungle, like all of the trees, like these beautiful trees, that's like looking into his eyes, like that beauty, that brilliance, that peace, that comfort that comes with nature is in this beautiful being's eyes right now, staring back at each and every one of you, just walking by one, staring. He's a very mysterious, serene, peaceful being. When I went down to Mexico to do the activation at Chichen Itza, I had no idea the connection between him and the pyramids, but he was all over that activation for me. And I even had dreams after that activation of him all over the Yucatan. Like his face was everywhere, all over the Yucatan jungle, all throughout the pyramids, all throughout, just connecting everything. It was very, very powerful. Alakuiati esenamai aboide shunamoy alakinomode sunamala alayakinamode. He's now letting a butterfly flow right into his hands right now. The butterfly just goes right into his hands, right into the middle of his hands. It's not scared, it's not fearful. He's just saying, be gentle, be gentle, be gentle with nature. We're being given and granted the opportunity to change. We're being granted the opportunity in this moment, in this time, in this space to change our hearts, to change our minds, to change the way we think, to change the way we feel, to change the way that we see the world. We're given that opportunity right now to really shift our planet and our world, and we've already done it. We've done it. Now it's just going to take the nitpicking of the little things that we still have to shift. Just letting this amethyst go all the way up and down your bodies. Just clearing out your throat. That's very interesting. Okay, so as he's holding the butterfly and talking to your souls, what he's showing us is that there's what I perceive to be a grid. There's an energy grid on that plant, on that land. And when I look down into the grid and what he's showing us is like, you see all of these dead bodies, even of the slain, of the people that have been killed on this land, the people that have been harmed and hurt on this land. You can even see the animals that have been killed and all that stuff. And so you see like a layer of death and destruction on this land, and it's an energy. So if you see like the earth, and then it's got this like energy on top of it, and it's like all of this slain, all of this dead energy, death and destruction, greed and harm, and all of this stuff right there. And what he's showing me is that on top of that, it's like being transmuted. It's like these energies are turning all back into this powerful unconditional love. And it's like I got chills all over my body. It's like the unconditional love is transmuting all of that death, all of that destruction, all of that, I was about to say weed, all of that pain and suffering that was there at one point in time. And as the unconditional love like goes down and begins to transmute these energies, what he's showing me is like love is stronger than any death, any greed, any anger, anything like that. Love is the strongest vibration on this planet. The strongest. Love will always win, no matter what. If you hold love in your heart, if you keep your heart aligned with love, and especially with unconditional love for everything on this planet, for every person, for every animal, for every bad experience, for every good experience, if you can just hold an unconditional love for that, we as a collective and as a planetary beings, we will see so many shifts so quickly. And it takes a long time, I feel like, to get to that place of like walking through your own beliefs, your own old beliefs of like who you are, what you're doing here, how you've been treated as a child, how you were treated as an adult, has your heart been broken, all of these things, they play a huge part in getting to that unconditional love, getting to that place. There's a lot of sifting and sorting to get to that place, but I also think that unconditional love is who you truly are. Like, I really believe that that is who God source is. And I do believe that at the core of me and at the core of you, that is, we are unconditional love. Because, yeah, that's just, I've just seen it happen throughout my whole experience of like, this is my true essence. This is who I am. Like, hate is like a byproduct of this earth, and the the energies, the duality, all of that. It's like, it's not who I am. Like, anger is not who I am. Sadness is not who I am. Um, Anxiety is not who I am. Like that, I might have been anxious in my life, but anxiety and being anxious is not who I am. I might have been depressed and had, bouts of depression when I was younger, but that's not like my natural state of being. The natural state, I think, is unconditional love and peace. And I think that's what we're intended to be on this planet, is that unconditional love, and to walk on this planet as that peaceful being, knowing that we're always being taken care of. We've got enough food, we've got everything that we need. But then also recognizing that this is a planet where everybody gets to go through their own pain and suffering. And I think one thing that has helped me along my path to really get to the place where I'm at now is that when I look and I see people that are hurting and I see people that are suffering, I don't feel, I can't say always. See, sometimes and in some moments I do have those moments where it is painful to see really, really, really old people homeless. It's really, I mean, anybody homeless, but I do have moments, but for the most part, my belief is that that soul came to experience that. Just like I came to experience my childhood, I came to experience my adolescence, I came to experience my teenage years and my adulthood, and it was not fun and it was painful, but I would not have wanted anybody to pull me out before I was done experiencing everything I needed to experience, the good, the bad, the ugly. Like, I needed to experience every ounce of that pain in order to be this person that I am today. And so when I look back at my life and I'm like, oh, that sucks, why wasn't I treated better, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's like old stories, old stuff happening that's trying to, when I sobered up, it was like always trying to come at me. It was like, God, my life sucks, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, now it's like, well, if I wouldn't have gone through that, I would not be who I am today. And so you begin to be thankful. And I got pretty thankful pretty quickly after I sobered up, because I was like, damn, I am a good person. Damn, I am this. Gosh, I am this. I just had a lot of really hard and harsh circumstances that, like, I wanted to numb out. That was it. I mean, there's a lot more than that, but I wanted to numb out. And most people want to numb out. They don't want to feel anything. And it's like, feeling is so good when you begin to realize that it is your inner compass. Like, we can't always go off of how we feel. I do understand that. But once you get to a place where you're like aligned, where you feel good, where you are connected to your oversoul, you're connected to your guides, you're connected to source, you're connected to all of that, when you get those hits and those feelings, I perk up. I'm like, all right, what's going on here? Like, why am I feeling that way? And then I look a little bit deeper. It's like the emotions now, like my feelings, my emotions now are like triggers to like, hey, look at this. And so I use it as a tool now. I don't let it control me. Whenever I have an emotion or something triggers me, and it's like a little bout of like, I wouldn't say like anxiety. Anxiety is pretty harsh, but it's like a little bit of like, yeah, I guess it would be like a little bit of like anxiety, stress, but like where it's just kind of triggering is like, hey, you gotta perk up, you gotta like focus over here or whatever. It's a guide for me now. Any type of a feeling that I get now, it's like, okay, if I do feel a little bit of sadness, like, whoa, where's that coming from? And then I dig in and I'm like, okay, that sadness is coming from here. And to be honest, sometimes you cannot figure out where the sadness is coming from. It could be your divine counterpart if you're in that kind of a situation. It could be your family member thinking about you. It could be your friends thinking about you. Like, you just don't know sometimes. And if nothing's going on in your life and you don't have any reason to feel sad, you can rest assured you're picking up on something that's probably not yours. And, just neutralize and clear it, just release it and move on. Don't try to dig into that, But it's all about mastering yourself, mastering your mind. We're coming into times, we've been in times, now where we're like, really honing in on us, honing in on the mind, honing in on, who we are, and really mastering that. I just have this belief in my heart and in my mind that I'm no different than any other master that's walked this planet. I have that belief in my heart and my mind. I'm no different than them. Like, they all were in a human body. They walked the path. They learned. They they were disciplined in their thinking, disciplined in their mind, and after so many, and they listened. I feel like they listened. They were attuned. They listened to that inner wisdom, that inner knowledge, and they walked the path. And I think that there's no difference between, what we can do and what they can do. And I've just had that belief since I got on this path. And even before I was on my healer's path, I just knew, I was like, there's something different here. Like, I just feel like I can do anything. Nothing's impossible. I can heal like Jesus. That was my guy, Jesus is my best friend. And I was like, I know I can heal like him. Like, I just know I can. God, just give me the opportunity. Like, if you do, I will not let you down. Like, and that was my thought process back then. I was very, I wouldn't say naive. I was just very, like, innocent in a way, and I mean, I feel very innocent now, but I was very like I didn't know anything about healing or the path or the dark part of it or the good part. I didn't know any of this crap. I was like, what? I just want to heal like Jesus and like help people, out of addiction and out of their own pain and suffering. Like, I know. And when you make that commitment and you say that's something that you want to do, get ready, because you ask and you shall receive. And it was like some people just have, this is just their path, to take. And some people it's not, and that's okay too. This is not an easy job to do on this planet, especially these days. Like, if it's tiring for you and it's demanding on your body and it's painful for you, like, heal yourself, do more healing on yourself, and then, you'll eventually get to that place where you can, where you're, stable in your energies, stable in that high frequency. And then when you heal on other people, it's not your energy. You're not connecting to them. Like, you're just out of the way, and you're a vessel for the universe to work through you. And it takes a good bit of training of your own mind, not necessarily by a teacher. I think it takes a lot of quiet time, a lot of time spent alone, off the phone, off the computers. It takes a lot of time getting to know yourself, knowing your own energy, knowing source, knowing your guides before, that way you're not getting involved in that way of it draining you. Okay, let's check back into the green man. Kalabaya budget is in the Mai, Alaya Kinema Ade, Cinemalay, Alaya Kinema Ade, Cinemalay, Alakaya de is in the Mai, Tidikinema Ade, Cinemalay. Kalabaya budget is in the Mai, Alaya Kunama Ade, Cinemalay, Alakinema Ade. Did it put the is in the Mai, Tidekalai, Adiash in the Mai, Tilakula Kinema Ade, Cinemalay, Alaya Kinema Ade. So I've just got a download coming into the left back hemisphere of my brain. Alaquadias in the Mai, today era kinema day, Sidabade, Badis in the Mai, Ala Ola era kinema day, Garabaya, Pacha is in the Mai, Ala Ella kinema day, Cinemalay, Ola Korea is in the Mai, Tudo era kinema day, Sidabale, Pati is in the Garabaya, Pacha is in the Mai, La era kinema day, Cinemalay, Ala era kinema day, Sidabale, Pati is in the Mai, Ala era kinema day. Kurabaya by the S in the mind today the kinema day Cinemalay I like kinema day. So now as I look into the circle where he has us all right now, it's like that download was coming in, and what I see now is like each of you are sitting in this circle next to each other, and he's standing in the very, very, very middle. And as I looked, that download that just came into my head was, it's like if you can imagine, there's this like green force of light just flowing from the middle of that circle where we're all sitting all the way up into the source. So just feeling to that sacred energy. Alayo di esanai Grabaya put is in the mind to do with the cinema like in a all day, cinema like in a all day. Grabaya put is in the mind, dialogonama day, cinema like a lawyer kinema day. A liquidity is in the mind, allow other kinema day. Grababa put is in the mind to do a day, cinema to raconima day, cinema like a lacanama day, cinema lay, but you is in the mind. Grabaya put is in the mind, the cinema lay like in a all day, cinema like in a all day, cinema like in a all day. Just showing me many of you that walked with me long time ago, even times that were before. It's like almost like civilization was like just beginning, or it was like before Atlantis. Allow yet is in the Maya like in a all day. Yeah, I'm just honoring you all so much. Just looking around at each and every one of you in this circle as we're receiving these sacred healing codes. Just honoring each and every one of you in all ways. All of the beautiful beings surrounding us right now, just honoring us with these great codes, honoring our hearts. Honoring our hearts is what I feel is pouring into your hearts right now. Just feeling the overwhelming sense of accomplishment that we've done just in so many years. You've seen the world shift so much. It's because of you. It's because of us doing this work. Don't think that you're not important on this planet right now. Even if you aren't doing the job that you want to do, or you're not living in the lavish place you want to live, or you don't have the person you want or the money you want, like none of that matters at the end of the day. You're all kings and queens. Don't worry how you're living right now. As long as you got everything you need, just be in praise and gratitude for that right now. Just be thankful that you do have what you need in this moment, and just let that grow and let that expand in your hearts. Many people would be distracted by a lot of money. If you had a lot of money and you had that freedom and you had all of that, you would be distracted. I know me, I'd be buying cars. It's like we would be completely distracted if we had a ton of money. And I'd be traveling too, and my guides have made it very clear that it's not time for me to travel. And knowing me and knowing my heart and knowing my soul, I would be on a plane already if I had gobs of money. I would just literally be traveling the entire globe. I would never stop. And it's like, that's not time right now. Like, will that happen eventually? I hope and pray, but that's not time right now. Because whenever I do go to these places, it's like it took me a year to be able to process and really hone in on the skills and the abilities from Chichen Itza. And that was like literally last year. But it took me a year. You don't understand. People, I don't think that it's quite profound, the shifts that happen when we do this kind of work. When I do it remotely, it's a little bit different. When I put my feet on the ground at one of these places, it's intense, because when you're receiving so much light and so much energy and so much power, what do you think comes with that? So it's like there's a path that you have to take. You want to be initiated into this, you got to walk this path too. They're both the same, the light and the dark. You will learn in both. And that's what I've been doing for the last year. And that's what I've been doing for all these years, is like, you're going to learn this now, the Egyptian ways, the light and the dark. You're going to learn the Maya. You're going to learn the light and the dark. You're going to learn it all. And I think the Chichen Itza one, yeah, that one about put me on my knees quite a few times, but we still stand strong and keep going. And, no matter how hard it gets or how painful or how crazy it may seem, you just keep moving. And it's like no matter what darkness tries to come upon you, it's like you're wasting your time, and helping me to train. So God bless you, and you bow out to them and move on. It's quite a weird world. Okay, I got another download coming in right here, left side, and the top, or the front hemisphere. Alayala kinama ade. Galabaya pati isinamai, alayala kunama ade, sinamalai, alayala kinama ade, sidabaloy, ala kinama ade. Galabaya pati isinamai, dalai kinama ade. Ade pati isinamai. Alakunamai, pati isinamai, alayala kinama ade, sinamalai, alakinama ade, sinamalai, alakinama ade, sidabalay, pati isinamai, tudikalai, alakinama ade, sidabalay, alayala kinama ade. Karabaya pati isinamai, today loyala kinama ade, sinamalay, alayala kinama ade, sinamalay, ade sinamai. Karabaya pati isinamai, tudalay, alakinama ade, sinamalay, alakinama ade, sinamalay, alayala kinama ade. Karabaya pati isinamai, yelakunama, yelakinama ade, sinamado, yelakunama ade, sitaday, alayala kinama ade, sinamone, alakinama ade. We're going to expand the consciousness now. Just seeing the beautiful, beautiful goddess coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, God. Yes, thank you. Heart is overwhelming. Heart is feeling overwhelmed. Alaya baji esanai. Galabaya alaya kinema ade, sunamade, sitapata, dala kinema, yera kinema ade, cinemalay, alaya kinema ade. Kiramaya bajo asanama, today yera kinema ade. Good gosh, she's so beautiful. It's just like the beauty, the crown, the light. The crown, the energy that she possesses just coming through. So we're just going to give it a second. Alaya maji sanai, dalaya kinema ade, cinemaloy, body cinema, alaya kinema ade. Kirabay, but you cinema, alay wadi cinema, alaya kinema, adia cinema, today, lakanoma ade. Just want to tell her we honor her in all ways. Alaya wadi cinema. Kuraboy, what is in the mind, today, DS and night, Durekonamai, Yelakinama day. She says we honor you too. All of you, not. Elakonamai, put your is in the mind, Dalagula Kanama day, Cinemalay, Ala Kunama day, Cinemanoy, put your is in the mind. Kalai, Ala Yuri, yes and nay, Ala Konama day, Cinemalay, Ala Yuri Kinama day. What name we are, put your is in the mind. Alaya pati is in the mind today of the atheist and I lakanama, lakinama day, sitibete, dialakaya, DS in the mind, lakinama day. So there's a staff, a stick, why can I not think of the name? A wand. That's what we're going to call it, because I cannot think of anything else. But it's a wand, and it's called something else, and I cannot think of it. Scepter. That's what it is. And it's got a red energy ball, holographic red energy ball at the tip of the scepter. And what she's doing is she's coming up behind you right now. This energy is like a ball like this, hovering above the scepter. Hopefully I'm saying it the right way. Don't make fun of me. Or you can, I don't care. But it's hovering at the top, at the tip. And so she's coming up right behind us and going to hold it right at your heart right now. And the energy is just going to flow right into your heart right now. And so, yeah, kind of feels very uplifting, loving. So this energy is going to pour into your hearts right now, coming into the back part, as it's coming into the back, it's like expanding out into the front and expanding out past. Delay Oyatia Sanai, Ala Udea Cinemai, Ala Kunama Ade, Sitabele, Ala Kunama Ade, Kirabo, Body Cinemai, Ala Yula Kanama Ade, Sitabele, Budu Cinemai, Ala Kunama Ade, Cinemalai. Karabio the Cinemai, to the Ala Kinema Ade, Sitabele, the Cinemai, Ala Yula Kinema Ade. This feeling, this overwhelming feeling of joy, peace, happiness, fulfillment, seeing like kissing somebody. Some of you may be like connecting with somebody soon, like a divine partner or a connection of some sort, because I'm like feeling like this really intense and seeing these visions of people coming together, like stepping into connections. Very beautiful, very powerful. There's nothing greater than, I know I've said this a million times, but there's nothing greater than like being in love and like experiencing that with another person and like just holding that vibration for that person, you know. It's like, it's just powerful. And I think they're going to start bringing more and more people together to be in connection, to be in union, to be that vibrational unconditional love, coming together person to person, creating families, having children, building wealth, building so many beautiful things, and like building that foundational grid of like the ultimate marriage, the ultimate connection on this planet. That way people can learn how to be in relationships again. People can learn how to have families again. The sanctity, the sacredness of being with your person, the sacredness of having these beautiful children and really caring for them and really loving them the way that they need to be loved, really loving your person, creating families again with, I wouldn't say the traditions of today, but the traditions of new traditions, galactic traditions, things where we're honoring the planet, honoring each other, doing new evolved traditional things for families, for couples, for this, for that, things that feel good to us. Not you must do this, or you must celebrate this, and or this or whatever, like more or less like everybody has their own unique experience with Source God, and how that couple comes together and really creates that connection together, and having this big grand vision of their life, as this couple, as this family unit, and expressing that and creating that on the planet. Like, that's what I see happening. I see newly evolved beings coming together and really creating new on this planet, because we've been creating old for a very long time. We just keep recycling the old, damaged families, damaged societies, damaged this, damaged that. It's like, enough. We all came to break the cycles. We all came to create new relationships, new connections, new family, foundations, to where there's honor, there's loyalty, there's integrity, there's trust, there's like a unification of like, you ain't getting in between me and my person. You're not coming in between me and my children. This is my unit, my family. I will protect them with everything that I have in me, and I will honor them, and I will love them, and I will hold them in a very high vibrational light, so that we're all working together and loving each other. I see that happening for so many people. It just takes so many people waking up to unconditional love, to love in general, to be able to hold that vibration of like, I got you, and like, I am not going to stop loving you regardless of like what you're doing, who you are right now, what you're going through. Like, I love you. We will work on it together, instead of just, well, I can find me another man or another girl. It's like, why are you with them in the first place if they're so disposable? Like, anybody I ever let into my life is somebody that I would consider being with for my life, for the rest of my life, if I let somebody in. You know what I mean? It's very, there's a very, everybody should be like this. You shouldn't just be letting whoever into your life. There should be some sort of connection of like, yes, I could see myself with you for a long time, you know, if not forever kind of thing, instead of like, I'm just going to let you in to play. And respecting yourself enough to know that like you don't want a bunch of people in your life, in your energy field, to just play with you. You're not a toy. Like, you're a human, you're a soul. You deserve to be loved, you deserve to be held, you deserve to be talked to nicely, you deserve vacations, you deserve like whatever, nice things, I don't know, whatever people want, you know, loyalty, integrity, trust, all those things. Like, yeah. Honor yourselves. Just honor yourselves, your soul. What does your soul want? And do that. Just do more of that. You know, you'll never go wrong. You'll never go wrong when you're listening to the heart. You're listening to the soul part of you. Just so thankful for this energy flowing through the heart right now. Just let your hearts feel that energy pouring in. They're showing me this big, huge red dragon now. So thankful for the dragon. Just hearing great work. Just great work. Fire breathing the back of your spinal cord right now is what they're doing, what he's doing. So just feel that energy flowing up from the base chakra and going all the way up your spinal cord, all the way up into your pineal gland, your crown, and all the way up. You might feel a warmth coming up your spinal cord. As he's breathing the fire up your spinal cord, it's like any cords, any connections, any kind of past connections, girlfriend, boyfriends, whatever, is like all of these cords up your spinal cord are like disintegrating all the way up into your mind. Because people can kind of have, you know, we can kind of, you know, if you can't stop, like if you just got out of a relationship or something like that, and like you thinking about them, or it's hurting or whatever it is, it's like disintegrating, you know, those cords out of the mind, out of the heart. Be wise in who you choose to love. Like, that is like the message that's like right here in my heart and my mind, where it's like, be wise in who you choose to love and who you choose to let love you. Make sure they're able to love. Make sure that they have love to give. Make sure that they are capable of loving you, because so many people out here are not even capable of loving themselves. They're not treating themselves very nicely. And if they don't treat themselves nicely, how can you expect them to treat you nicely? You know, and I mean, I've seen people that like are, you know, not hurting, who don't really like themselves, but they'll love everybody else around them. But then if they're not giving themselves the love that they need, how will you and or them actually ever be, you know, a partner if they're just giving you other love? There's a self-love that has to happen with us, in my opinion. You know, it's like, now that I am filled up with my own self-love and I love me, and like I feel comfortable and I'm good with me and I feel happy and I feel healthy, it's like nobody else is going to come into my life and determine, like, if somebody comes into my life and they're like, I love you for this amount of time, and then they leave out, it's not going to crush or kill me because I love me. It's like, okay, well, that didn't work out very well, now did it? I'm going to, you know, move on with my life. But if somebody comes in for a little bit of time and then they head back out and they're like, no, this didn't work out, I can't love you, whatever, it will damn near kill you, because you're like, I need your love, I need you to love me. So anyways, now I'm just rambling, and so we want to thank Isis for coming through for this beautiful heart activation. We want to just thank all of our guides for coming through, and I can't remember actually what happened in the rest of the session, so I do apologize. My brain's kind of blank at the moment, so I'm loving you all so much. I hope you receive these powerful energies for you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.